On to you, Capricorn. So you Caps have the Seven of Wands, the Seven of Cups, and then you Capricorns have the Death card. So for you, this is very much so about how you Capricorns, um, that's interesting. You are walking away because you have the Death card. You are walking away from this person that represents the Seven of Wands and the Seven of Cups. This could even be you. Um, the idea of love is very difficult. You're walking away from the idea that love is very difficult. You Capricorns are walking away from the idea of needing to even socialize with multiple people before you find the right person. Or you could be walking away from someone that specifically does that represents that, right? That does that to you. We will find out more as I'm going through these cards and I'll clarify them. But the Three of Swords and the Five of Pentacles, right, is about how you've experienced heartbreak so many times, the Five of Pentacles, and you've been so charitable when you Capricorns wanted to be. You know, like when y'all Capricorns, your mind and your heart is not in the correct place, y'all could be on some Steve Harvey type stuff, because Steve Harvey is a Capricorn. Straight up and down, you know, doing Capricorn things. So, but when y'all mind and y'all heart are in the correct place, y'all could be very charitable. As I said, I've said this before and I'm gonna say it again, right? And I stand by it. When a Capricorn is on point, a Capricorn could be a beautiful blessing to your life, and not as a means of just financially or tangibly too. Just what it is that Capricorn represents, the hard work, the dedication that, you know, when you are dedicated to something, and when you putting in hard work, and when you become known for something because of the fact that you're so great at it, people will pay to come see you do what you do. You've made them into not necessarily a believer, but a knower. You've made them into somebody that is that at the very least is, you know, inspired curiosity in them. You have, you know, on some Yoda stuff. So, you know, I'm on some Yoda stuff. So it's like, you've been so charitable to other people. How come people aren't charitable to you back? And again, for you Capricorns, right, it's that give and take. It's that, well, you are expected to give other people a chance and do so much, or you have done so much, right? The ones who truly have. I'm not talking about the group of people who just bought a bottle of cologne or a bottle of perfume and they think that that's all it is that they need to do for 10 years. I'm talking about you Capricorns that really have put in the work. You really have done a lot. And how come people aren't so charitable to you, understanding to you, whenever it is that time now comes for you to actually enjoy your life and do things the way that you want? The Nine of Wands and the Chariot, the Nine of Wands and the Devil, all about how, since that's the case, a lot of you very much so are in a situation where you Capricorns, oh, and the Devil represents Capricorn. So you showed up in your own reading, you know? So the Nine of Wands and the Devil are all about how, you know, you've got a whole life to live. It's just that, have things been unfair for you Capricorns? Absolutely they have. Yes, a lot of things have been most definitely been unfair. And the situation for you is, you shouldn't accept it. You shouldn't accept, you know, people trying to get with you, right? Or even financially, business interactions. It's business where they're trying to shortchange you. You know that you're worth more than this, right? You know, and shortchanging. You Capricorns should not let anybody shortchange you in any avenue of your life, whether it's a business, family member wise, friendship wise, romantic interest, your health. Don't let anybody shortchange you and tell you Capricorns, right, what you can and can't do. In let me give it context, because you know how some people gonna take it and they're gonna go to the extreme with it. Because delusion is a serious problem. Oh, delusion. So I guess family members doing some stuff. I don't know. But when you know that you could do better, then do that. But the point that I'm trying to make here is the Nine of Wands and the Devil represents the frustration along with it. You know, the idea that you're super frustrated at the fact that you're in a particular position where these are individuals that all it is that they really want to do is just get you upset and aggravate you. But you stop talking to those people that would aggravate you anyway. But you Capricorns have to get over the aggravation, because a lot of you are still kind of fuming upset. Some of you may still be internally upset, but you have to acclimate. You have to get your mind accustomed to the idea that, you know, and I've said this before, like a lot of you, like a lot of zodiac signs, are not necessarily really accustomed to the idea of the capacity for terrible things in other people. But once you are accustomed to understanding that everyone has a capacity to do great and wonderful things, or great and terrible things, right? Things that you hear about in the newspaper for not really being so great and celebratory, or things that you do read in the newspaper where, you know, a person runs into, you know, a building that's on fire to save a kitten or something like this. Both of those things are great, but one is great and celebratory and the other one is terrible. So what am I trying to say? I'm trying to say that you Capricorns have to understand that people are capable of great and wonderful, or great or terrible things. So now you have the Magician, which represents how that's the internal alchemy that you need to do within yourself. That is what will keep you safe, because what I'm seeing here is that you Capricorns, y'all have the same situation or the same problem that the Cancer crabs have, which is y'all are here to understand the darkness in you. That's what Cancer crabs are here to do, to understand that they are the villain in the story and to accept it and to stop tripping out over it. You know what I mean? And to embrace that inner villain, whether it's you truly are the villain, or whether it's people paint you out like that, right? Because it's the same scenario like with the Pitch Black and the Chronicles of Riddick, right? And even Riddick, right? Vin Diesel is a Cancer. Vin Diesel is a Cancer crab, right? So the thing about it is that the Nine of Cups now and the Eight of Cups is all about how, since that's the case, right? The Nine of Cups is about you will have to embrace that in yourselves. And the Nine of Cups, you will have to walk away from certain things and certain ideologies when it comes to the what you thought about yourself and how you associate with others. In other words, what it is I'm trying to say here is a lot of you Capricorns have to go through a dark night of the soul to understand that you're in a very much so powerful particular situation where you Capricorns have to get to a point where you embrace your inner darkness. You embrace you embrace, number one, understanding that people have a capacity to do terrible things. Number two, understanding your own carnal internal desires and then disciplining those things. What do you want? And being honest with yourself. Do you want everything in the world, right? Capricorns on a lower level have a problem with greed. They like I said, they want world domination. And accepting that about yourself is empowering because you can use that to drive you, but left unchecked, then it becomes greed. It's motivation when you keeping it disciplined, right? It's motivation when you keeping it disciplined. It's focused when it's disciplined. It becomes greed when you start, you know, disliking other people because they have it. You're not a student in the game anymore. You're not really willing to learn. You just start talking about what you deserve and you deserve and you deserve. But if you Capricorns know that you want world domination and you want everything, I got a Capricorn. My Neptune is in Capricorn. My Uranus, if I'm not mistaken, is in Capricorn. I have Black Moon in Lilith, Black Moon Lilith in Capricorn. I have plenty of Capricorn placements, right? My Saturn is in Aquarius in my 11th house. I thought it was 12th, my 11th house, right? So plenty of Saturnian places, right? I feel that same kind of influence in my own life where, you know, I want to have the world. Everything that I want, right? But I use that as motivation. And the same thing that has to come with y'all. And the Eight of Cups represents this will guide you on what to walk away from. Y'all are, you Capricorns, honestly, with all due respect, part of the reason why it is that a lot of you may feel, because this is a reading about how some of you Capricorns feel, or a whole lot of you Capricorns, really, you feel left back or you feel left behind by life. And to be honest with you, Capricorns, part of the reason why is because the people that you spend your time hanging out with and the things that you choose to do. Y'all spend your time giving the best gifts, spending your time with bums, with losers. Let's clarify the Seven of Wands. Y'all spend your time with bums, straight up and down, bums. Right? The Chariot, Queen of Swords, Ace of Cups, the Two of Cups. This is what I'm talking about, right? The Chariot and the Queen of Swords. This is a situation for a lot of you where you have to get to a point where you gotta get to a point where people are gonna press you. They're gonna make you feel pressure. They're gonna try to convince you to start acting sedity, to lose your head, right? To start moving differently, okay? Because they want to influence you. The Ace of Cups and the Two of Cups represents, oh, I said I would do 5, my bad. I'm just so accustomed to doing 4. And then you have the Queen of Wands. You have to put yourself in a position where you are less at the mercy of other people's desires, right? Because that's part of the reason why your relationships suck, because part of the reason why is because they want you to start acting sedity and to lose yourself and to start acting a different way. That's what it is that they want you Capricorns to do. But you Capricorns have to resist against that and understand that that's not the best thing for you to ultimately do. You can't be so caught up with that in the first place. You have to understand who you are and then stick to that. And if who you are is changing because you're changing for the better, then allow who you are to change for the better. You know, I'm the same person at heart as ever since I was a kid. I still love dragons. I even got myself a dragon hoodie. I got the Dragon Zord from Power Rangers. I've been talking about dragons literally since I was in high school. I've been talking about I've been having fascination with mythological creatures and stuff like this since I was in high school. Hasn't changed, because who I am at my core hasn't changed. Obviously, has things that's on the outside of my core changed? Absolutely. I learned what to do with money when I get it in my hand. I understand the importance of having a good skin routine, certain little tweaks here and there, of course. But at the same time, I'm still the same person at heart. And as long as you have that, right, Have the things that I've changed at heart? Have some of the things that I've changed my core integrity? Absolutely, they have. I learned to be more patient. So that core value of who I am in that regard has changed. Of course it has. I've learned to be way more patient. Way more patient. The stuff that I'm able to be patient on, I may not necessarily accept it in the sense that I like it, but the things that I'm way more patient on, Capricorn, I would have been frustrated and very much so hothead. Now I am in a situation where I'm like, okay. You understand what I'm saying? Okay. So, same thing for you, Capricorns. Why are y'all tolerating? It's not even patience. It's tolerating people that want to change you and mold you into what they want you to be. Let's clarify the Seven of Cups. The Lovers. Yeah. Seven of Wands, Four of Swords, Queen of Cups, the Hermit. This is what I'm talking about. You have people that want to mold you, that want to make you feel comfortable with them going out, talking to other people, potentially even in a relationship, even if the relationship is established, going out and talking to people, even though they may not have necessarily told you that that's what it is that they wanted up front. So they want you to find out the hard way through experiencing the pain of them cheating and them now convincing you afterwards. Or if they're not doing that, they want you to become okay with them running games and them playing stupid and doing the ghetto fabulous hood garbage that a lot of people do. The game. You need to watch a movie called He Got Game, with the basketball players, and the main character is Ray Allen. You need to go ahead and check out that movie. He Got Game. All these games that people try to play on you or whatnot, on some predatory type stuff. The Four of Swords now and the Queen of Cups is about you. Capricorns need to remember that you have your own identity, and that part of what makes y'all great is the idea that y'all will not be influenced or at the mercy of other people's desires, and that you would rather be by yourselves even for a short period of time, to have that dark night of the soul, because the Hermit represents the dark night of the soul. Being able to separate yourself from everybody else so you could stare at yourself in the mirror, so to speak. Look at your reflection, do some self-reflection, and think about what it is, who you are, and where you're going. And a lot of you Capricorns are very much so becoming more proud of who you are, where you're from, where you're going. Because a lot of you Capricorns didn't have to do a whole lot, or you Capricorns didn't do a whole lot when it comes to compromising yourself, or if any. So that's pretty much it. Don't let anyone try to make you feel like you're uncool for being who you are. People all the time try to, you know what I mean? I'm not getting down with the zeitgeist of what's going on. Try to be a player, play the game. I'm not playing this type of goofy stuff. Because at the end of the day, where are all these people's families? Where are their riches? All these people, okay, you got to play like you Ghost from Power. No disrespect. I love the Power series. Or you got to play like you Tasha and all this other type of stuff. These are characters, yo.